Welcome back to another episode of Lost in the Farmer's Market Field Trips. We're out here looking at this lovely plant, which smells fantastic. This is the flowers of it because a lot of the leaves have only just begun to emerge. You would know this plant as Wisteria, but this is specifically Wisteria sinensis, or Chinese Wisteria. Chinese Wisteria is a semi-invasive in that if kept maintained, it's fine, but once it gets loose, you see it going up the trees there, and that can become a problem because all the leaves can produce wind resistance, and they can, well, basically end an entire tree's career if you let it really get out of hand. Now, many gardeners are fooled by their pretty flowers, which they are. They're gorgeous. They're in the pea family, which means they do fix nitrogen. Their blossoms are really great for compost, but they've gotten loose. And in this case, this is not a cultivated specimen. This is a specimen that got loose and is causing trouble. It's in there with other nuisances like Carolina cherry laurel, greenbrier, and you can see the grapes there. I may do a field trips video on that in some point, but anyway. Wisteria sinensis is its scientific name. It is legitimately from China, which is why calling it Chinese Wisteria is a legitimate thing. I know that we have a political situation in the country involving naming of things, but that's where it's from, and I looked it up, and it turns out it's native to about like 7 different provinces of China specifically. So the name's accurate. But anyway, skipping that business, that nonsense, maintained properly, this plant can be gorgeous. Its twining stems can become shapely and unusual with age, making them an interesting thing to look at. The seed pods are large, and on a dry, cold day, they can all explode kind of violently, making a specific snapping noise that is very unique. I've had the fortune to experience this in New Jersey, where at the Van Vleck House and Gardens, where they had 100-plus-year-old specimens twining around limestone columns. And one day, on a cold, dry day in the winter, it sounded like every maraca in the state had fallen down a set of staircases. A set of staircases. Like, not just a staircase, a set of staircases. It was weird and cool and projectile. But anyway, this is Wisteria for you. Now, the smell is amazing, especially at night, interestingly. The flowers are gorgeous. I would advise, if you're going to get this one, plant it responsibly. Japanese Wisteria is not as obnoxiously potentially invasive, and then American Wisteria, and then there are a few other cousins that are better behaved. Always use your plants wisely, and don't let them get out of captivity. That's all I have for you in this little short one. Keep them growing, folks.